New on Curiosity Stream. The way we fight wars is changing. Every technological leap redraws the battle lines. How will war be waged in the decades to come? See what lies ahead in the limited series, Future Warfare. And uncover the influence of European cities on the greatest musical compositions ever written in the captivating series, Classical Destinations. It's all on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Well, as you know, we still got big issues out there. No decisions have been made about what's happening in our country. And I think you know what I'm talking about. This photo on Reddit. Oh, about this guy eating a pizza in a delivery room.
Oh, yeah.
Many people are split on this. We can't get agreement.
My hero. I think we're supposed to find out at 9 a.m. this morning.
Oh, 9 a.m.
What's the right thing to do with this picture?
Oh, good. Yeah. Because I've been following the polls, and there's some states that are just they're still counting their responses to whether pizza in the delivery room is the right thing or not.
Nevada's not sure just yet.
Nevada doesn't understand. Yeah. They don't understand what's going on. And Pennsylvania, we thought they were going to be all about having pizza in the delivery room, but now maybe they're not.
They're a cheesesteak town.
That's
why there's a problem.
I noticed
New York, it's already been decided.
Yeah, it has been decided in New York.
Chicago, Illinois, they've already figured it out.
New Mexico says that they think they know what's all about with the pizza, but as we know, New Mexico doesn't know anything about pizza.
Yeah, New Mexico's like, don't ask us. We're clueless when it comes to good pizza.
Shots fired. That's what they said, yeah. Well, I don't know if you've seen this on Reddit, but it does have a guy eating pizza in the delivery room while his significant other appears to be right smack dab in the middle of a contraction.
Have you seen the picture? I mean,
Yeah, she doesn't look happy. She looks like, oh my gosh, I am in the middle of it.
This just brings back great flashbacks. Just the hospital water jug that's right by her. Everything just brings me back to when my wife was going through all the motions of about ready to pop out that baby. But the one thing we didn't have was a nice, delicious pizza for me to eat, which I kind of wish we did. That would have been awesome. For 18 hours, man, I didn't eat anything.
Oh, see that? Look at you. You were missing it.
So you didn't have any food at all in the delivery room?
I mean, we might have had something when my wife needed some food, and I had a little bit of the non-vegan things that they brought her, but I wasn't even thinking of leaving her side.
Right.
Granted, he didn't leave her side. The pizza came to him.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
He's a smart husband.
It just doesn't seem that, I don't know, sanitary to be eating a pizza in a hospital room?
Well, he's not eating it on her. I mean, he's in the corner.
He seems kind of close, though.
I don't know, unless he's a really, sloppy eater.
Maybe it's just the perspective of it, but...
Well, Rev, people agree. Some people agree with you, Rev. They're like, don't eat it in the delivery room.
It's fine, because she's not actually, popping it out right now. He's not in the splash zone, if you will.
The splash zone.
Oh.
Yeah. Yo, I'd be hovering over him like, you want a bite? You better pop that child out. Let's go.
Well, and there's also jalapenos on it, so at that point, maybe she should take it before, because at that point, it's just burning, and it just makes you...
Oh, the jalapenos help you deliver? I don't know.
Yeah. Danny, who before working with us was a delivery doctor.
Yeah.
Oh, he was... you were a midwife. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I love, though, that the picture, whoever posted the picture said, it's not delivery, It's DiGiorno.
That's perfect.
Although it looks like a Domino's pizza.
Marcos.
Oh, tell Marcos.com.
Yeah.
Okay. What the hell is Marcos?
It's some kind of pizza that I see commercials for all the time that we apparently don't have here.
Wow, they're just totally copping Domino's look.
Yeah, they sure are.
I don't know why, but it looks just like a Domino's pizza.
Yeah, who's Marcos? And like Danny says, we get commercials here. Another place we get commercials for that we can't get.
Yeah.
That's BS, man.
Marcos.
Well, some people are in the camp of no way this is wrong for every reason you can think of. You know, it's disrespectful. It's unsanitary.
Why?
Why is it unsanitary?
Wrong?
Why is it disrespectful? I'm not the people.
The people sometimes need to shut up. Like if the woman's fine with it, the wife,
do we know
does
that
she
she's
look
fine
like
with it?
she's fine with
we
it?
really haven't been able to interview her.
I don't know. Look, man, I ain't crossing my wife when she's in the middle of popping a child out. If my wife's like, get that pizza out of here, I would throw that pizza out the window.
Yes,
of course.
You know what I mean? I got to imagine that he had to make sure that it was okay with his wife before he had a pizza delivered into the delivery.
Do you really think that he did?
Yes, I feel very confident.
Because I know dudes that would just go, what's the problem with this? I'm hungry, and I didn't leave your side. I know guys that would think this was the right thing to do, and then all of a sudden look at her and go, oh, this was the wrong thing. Oh, sorry.
So did you guys eat before you went to the hospital, or did you eat, or like it had been a long time?
Literally we were eating our dinner. I'll never forget this because it was like around like 6 o'clock or so on like a Thursday. And we got some Thai food. So I'm having some sweet chicken pad Thai.
Yeah.
Yes,
and we're both enjoying our dinner watching Hustlers, the Jennifer Lopez movie.
Oh, that would make me want to have a baby and get the hell out of there.
And then all of a sudden my wife goes to the bathroom and then comes back and goes, water just broke. And I'm like, we just dropped $7 on this movie. I mean, you know we're not going to get to watch it now.
That was the most disappointing part of the birth of baby Tatum.
After we got past that part where she assured me that we could re-rent it, then we just hightailed it. So we had some food. We didn't finish our meal, though.
Okay.
Like, we were like, okay, we should probably assemble all this stuff. She was a lot more cool, calm, and collected than I was. I was, like, throwing things around. I'm like, we got to go. And she's like, I got time. Like, we're in no rush.
Dude, it was the same for me and my ex. We were just kind of sitting. It was a Sunday afternoon, and she goes, I think it's going to be happening today. And I was like, okay. She's like, but we need to go get wings first. And I was like, why? Because they told us at the hospital, make sure you eat before, because you're probably not going to eat for a long time. So she's having contractions as we go to Wingstop, and she powers through some wings, and then we went to the hospital.
Wingstop takes a while to get your food, man.
Sometimes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, I'm not even pregnant until they get very impatient there.
Yes. She was a champ, and I was like, wow. We got there, and sure enough, but I wasn't hungry the whole night.
What flavor wings did you guys get?
She got lemon pepper. I got the Cajun dry rub. Yeah.
Important questions.
Yeah. Dry rub's important.
Yeah, it was delicious.
Especially when you're about ready to bring a child into the world.
Oh, yeah, you got to get the dry rub. Yeah.
I was so happy.
I like this one person says, when my wife was in the delivery room, I'd chug beers in the parking garage with my mother-in-law.
Nice.
Another person
Mother-in-law?
says, yeah. Another person says, boys, I had a 20-piece chicken McNuggets while my wife was going into labor for my firstborn and then took a nap.
Wow.
I like that.
Husband of the year.
That's boy, life has changed.
Someone had a banh mi, which we've learned is Washington's most popular sandwich, when my wife was giving birth to my daughter. No F's given when I'm starving at that time.
Okay. Wow. Of course, there was a time where you didn't have to be in the delivery room, so you could do whatever you wanted as a dude.
Just eat a pizza outside of the room. That seems
But
better.
then you had to be in the delivery room for some reason. I don't know when that changed. I don't know why you were all of a sudden important to be in there.
Well, I'm a good husband. I want to be in the delivery room while I'm eating my pizza.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you want to show her, hey, here's what you're missing, but you can get it back soon. Just get that kid out of there.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think that this guy, I know people are giving him a hard time on social media and saying it's the worst. I don't think he's doing this unless his wife is okay with it.
Right.
All right, so you think he got the okay. I think he's like a lot of dudes that just think this is a great idea, not realizing, it's not a great idea.
I understand that. Like, guys in general, myself included, we're pretty clueless sometimes to like the thoughts and emotions of our significant other. But I feel like when she's giving birth, she's not going to hold back her feelings, and you're kind of on your best behavior. You know what I mean? Like, you do not want to piss off your loved one while they're giving birth to your child.
My whole aspect on this, though, is that he probably asked her. She didn't care, and she's just like, fine, do whatever you want. And he's like, oh, okay. And then he eats the pizza there.
That's what,
and then in 3 years, she's going to yell at him about it.
Exactly.
All right, I believe that scenario.
Okay, that seems doable.
That's a better scenario.
Well, you said it was fine.
Yeah, no, it's not fine.
Do you name the kid DiGiorno or Marcos after?
Marcos, clearly.
Yeah. Dom. You gotta name him Dom. You know.
How'd you get your name? Well,
Yeah.
That's what Dad was eating, so. Marco's does look like a very tasty pizza place.
Yeah.
All right, well, get her done.
I mean, you could get an unlimited medium one-topping pizza for just $6.99.
Oh, nice.
It's a nice special.
All right. A Seattle icon says that he spends $1 million a year staying in shape. Steve will tell you all about that. He's got the Mix Report for you at 6:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
New on Curiosity Stream. Nobody said parenting was easy. A psychologist observes real caught-on-tape family moments and helps parents apply simple rules for happier homes on Kids and Instruction Manual. And one of the most well-known images in art history, The Scream, has been stolen numerous times, and it's not alone. Join the hunt for history's missing masterpieces on Raiders of the Lost Art. It's all on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
If you're hearing an informative newscast right now, well, then you must not be listening to BJ and Migs. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys. And today, a very special day. Today is the day to whip out your donut and eat it.
Oh, whoa.
That's right. 2 days a year are dedicated to National Donut Day, and today is one of those days.
Why 2 days for now? I don't understand why they get 2 days.
Well, the other one's the first Friday of June. It's because they want you to enjoy a donut in the summer and also the winter, clearly.
All right, I really shouldn't complain about this.
Yeah, I don't know why you're complaining. Typically, somebody drops off donuts to us on National Donut Day, which unfortunately is not happening right now. I don't understand why.
I think because they only recognize the summer low time. Maybe that's why.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It's 2020. We need to recognize both.
All right. Well, we got people. People.
It's also a day for the gingers. Today is National Love Your Red Hair Day.
Oh.
So we're going to drop off a redhead for us, or what?
Well, let me give a big shout out to Mary Weissman, who plays on my Star Trek Discovery show. She has just got the most gorgeous red hair you've ever seen. It's insane. Insanely gorgeous.
So is she getting dropped off?
Listen,
it's either her or Jeets, our friend Jeets.
Yeah, I think she's a little busy recording a TV show.
Okay,
you know what I mean? Yeah, there you go.
Maybe Andy Dalton. No?
Andy Dalton? Mary Weissman all day. I'm sorry.
I bring up a quarterback because let's talk about our quarterback, and that is Russell Wilson. Russell?
Oh, yeah, is he a redhead?
He's not a redhead.
Oh, all right.
But I tell you what, he is.
It was tremendous.
In the way that he works out. He just did a podcast with Bill Simmons, and during the podcast, he shared how much money he spends keeping his body in tip-top form so that he could be your quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay.
And it is $1 million a year.
Wow, he is really dedicated. I mean, those
are some expensive back rubs.
That's insane. So it's $1 million a year just for him to be as good as he is.
And here's how he is breaking down how much, where the money all goes, that $1 million.
I have a whole performance team in it. I got a whole group. I got a full-time trainer that travels with me everywhere. Works with Sierra too. I have a full-time PT, Amy. I have a full-time mobile person that's working on me, that's making sure that I'm moving, the right way. And I have a full-time massage person, 2 chefs. So we have a whole performance team. We got all the toys. 2 hyperbaric chambers. I got a little bit of everything.
Russ is getting banged. He's a stud about that.
Yeah. Whoa. 2 chefs.
And if he's been doing this ever since day one, or at least, relatively before he got the big money, that's a pretty good amount of his salary that he was donated to this.
I wonder if this is what happened after he got that big payday. He's like, I got to invest in myself and make sure that I'm going to be able to do this for as long as possible. It's a lot of money being handed to me. And also at the time where he got all that money, he was getting just,
Russ is getting banged. He's a stud about that.
I mean, the offensive line wasn't nearly as good as it is right now, where he's getting sacked like every other play, it felt like. But here is Russell Wilson just talking about how much he works out, like how many days a year he works out, and this is what he told Bill.
How many days? More so how many days I don't. I said I do 365. I probably do 363. Really the reality is Christmas, depending on the circumstances. I mean, usually I do because we usually have a game around then, and Thanksgiving. So it depends. I'm in between 363 and 365 amount of work that we do every day. And because I'm trying to play till I'm 45 at least.
Well, he's just slacking. 2 days a year, he's not working out. I mean, I got my rest day a week.
Yeah. Yeah. That's insane.
I like that whole, I want to play till I'm 45. I'd like to see him play till he's 45.
See, you know what? It's the mind game. But he's got to, that Mr. Positive, but it's the mind that will stop you from wanting to play. A lot of times they say it's the body, but the idea is that, they don't mind playing. It's everything he has to do around playing, and look what he's saying. I mean, 363 he's got to do.
But I also think it's the body telling the mind that I really hurt and I don't want you to go out there and play anymore. So I think it's a combo platter.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, that's what's going on with Russell Wilson. Also, speaking of podcasts with Russell Wilson, I don't know if you knew this, but Russell is doing his own podcast every week.
I didn't know this.
It's called Danger Talk. It's going to take you into the danger zone.
Oh, because he's dangerous.
Yes, and he does it with Jeff Dye, great comic from around here. He's his co-host.
Jeff Dye is everywhere. I mean, you know what? If somebody's doing something, chances are Jeff Dye's involved.
He seems to be everybody's friend, and he's a great guy, and that's awesome that he's doing this podcast with Russell Wilson. I've listened to a couple episodes. It's super fun. He's had Ken Griffey Jr. on. He's had Randy Moss on his podcast before. Matthew McConaughey. All right.
Wow.
And I thought one of the more interesting ones, and it's just the mindset of Russell Wilson. After they lost that game to the Arizona Cardinals, his next guest, Joe Montana, to teach him how to mentally be better after a loss.
Oh, I love that. I love when guys will get guests to teach them something.
I think he already had Joe Montana planned, but it just timed out that, hey, Joe, you had your share of tough losses on being a successful quarterback, and how do you come back from that?
I don't know, kid. Leave me alone. I sure as hell didn't work out as much as you.
No, right?
Yeah.
But it's a fun thing, and I thought that was kind of interesting that Russell Wilson, in addition to everything else that he's doing, why not do a podcast?
Oh, yeah. He's he's out of control.
Dude, this story is just, it's just, what a dumb bank robber. There's a guy in it looks like he's in his late 30s. He went into a Chase Bank branch in California on Saturday, and he went in with intentions to rob the bank.
All right.
Well, it's 2020. The nice thing about 2020, if you're a bank robber, you're not really alarming people if you walk in with a mask over your face nowadays,
that's a good point.
But this guy went into the bank without a mask, and the teller told him, hey, sir, you need to put a mask on. So he pulls out his mask, puts it on, and then robs the place.
There he is. That's the genius.
So he runs off after getting the money, but because he went in without the mask, they have surveillance footage of his face.
Yeah, they do.
So now they're going to use that to track him down.
Yeah. You know what? People aren't getting any smarter in 2020, are they?
No. Hey, shout out to New Jersey. They legalized marijuana, and apparently, I love this. Somebody checked the Google Trends, and in New Jersey, the number one Google trend, how to roll a joint. Everyone's getting ready to make that ganja in their body.
Nice. Boy, it's going to be a different kind of garden in that state.
Yeah, that's right. The Green Garden State.
Nice.
As far as the Sounders, Danny, they tied. I don't know if you watched it. It was a late game.
It was. I did. I watched it. It was actually really good that they tied.
Yeah?
Why is that?
Because we were going to lose the game until Rui Diaz scored in the last second, and we got a point on the road, which is really good for us.
And that's against the LA Galaxy.
Yes.
All right. Well, there we go. We're qualified for the playoffs, right?
Yeah, at this point, we're just trying to vie for position for the playoffs.
All right.
I hate when that happens. Sometimes your back hurts. That's not the right position you want to vie for.
It's true.
Hi. Weather, 57 degrees. It's going to rain today. That's the Mix Report, and that's what's up.
We're already getting it. Thursday morning, Steve is not skipping a beat. He's
That's
here.
right. I'm just giving it to you, man.
He's giving it to you,
keep
baby.
giving it to you. That's what I'm here for.
Good for you, man. We got a guy that worked for Bank of America, and he's in the news. Why? Because he spent nearly $21,000 on the company card at an adult venue. Wow.
Foo Fighters, there goes my hero.
Wow.
It's ordinary.
Yeah, he had worked at
Where
Bank
adult
of
venues open right now?
You know what? Texas? Maybe he's in Texas.
Yeah, how do you socially distance with that?
Oh, come on.
Or is this like an underground adult venue?
Well, that could be. There's always been
a strip club.
Well, what else would it be?
I don't know. It could be like, adjacent to a strip club, but it's like underground.
Yeah.
You play poker.
It wasn't that underground because guess what? They were able to track his card.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, they probably just have a square reader or something,
I don't see the word underground in the story, but it does make it a lot better. Let's call it, let's, it really does make it just like the seedy underground place.
The secret knock.
Yeah, exactly. The little slidey window that's only like the size for eyes.
Yeah, what are you here for? Yeah. I got $21,000. Come on in.
Yeah. What's the password?
$21,000.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. He worked. He had worked. So apparently he doesn't work for Bank of America Securities anymore.
Why'd they get rid of him?
I don't know. Seemed like the greatest employee ever. I mean, he tipped well, as far as I could tell. He was there for 5 years, and then he visited an unnamed. So this was back in May 29th when he visited an unnamed adult venue, but that was still right smack dab in the middle of COVID.
Yeah.
And he stayed there until the early hours of the morning, and he spent thousands of dollars at what they continue to call the adult venue. Then between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. in the morning, his corporate card was declined. And
they flag those kind of things?
Yeah, I guess they do.
They're like, what is going on? It's been several hours of you dropping thousands of dollars. We're going to put a pause on this.
So he made a call to corporate and said, hey, what's going on with my card? And they're like,
wait, he called them? And
yeah.
Wow, this guy's got the...
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness gracious. He's got cojones.
He said, look, this is like the old school, man. This is like the 60s. I'm visiting this place with a client. We're trying to land a big deal.
Is the client's name Crystal on the main stage?
Yeah. But just 2 days later, he called that same call center claiming that he had lost his Bank of America card at the venue and that the charges were the result of fraud. And they're like, oh, really? Okay.
Didn't you just call a couple hours ago?
Why are you talking about Ossifer? I don't know what you mean.
Oh, someone says I follow many strippers on social media, and strip clubs are open in several states right now.
Oh.
Thank you for that information.
All right, well, there you go. He told the call center, quote, I am 100% certain that I did not make those charges. I did not authorize the charges. I have no idea who actually used it. But I wanted you to know that it got declined, and I felt bad for the person who was using it, and I wanted to, set it. Yeah.
Man, I'd pay good money to be in the office when they pulled him in to have him talk and fend for himself.
He's done.
Because I knew a dude that got in trouble. He got fired from a place because he used the company card to go to a local adult establishment.
Oh, this is a pattern.
Yeah, and he was just like, he tried to... use the excuse of I was just trying to entertain a client. And like, well, you didn't need to entertain him that much because it was like several $1,000s.
See, in the 60s, that's how you did it, man. That's the old Don Draper style. Mad Men, just take him to the strip joint. Let's have a blast. And next thing you know, they got the big advertising deal. That's how it was done, Steve.
Oh, those days are gone.
Yeah, I know. That's the only thing I miss about those days.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I want to be wined and dined. That just seems like so much fun.
See, I'd be nervous about spending several $100s at an adult venue. Yeah. This guy dropped nearly $21,000 and didn't think he was going to get in trouble.
Had to take care of the client that wasn't there.
He had to be on more than just alcohol.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
You're right. He probably had a little sugar.
Oh, full party mode.
Yeah.
I remember back in my days being an apartment manager and being wasted, and I was like, it's a good thing Home Depot's not open right now because I'd be buying a S-ton of stuff.
Yeah.
Because we had a company card for Home Depot.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. You would have made it rain in Home Depot.
I don't know what I would have done there, but I would have bought a lot of stuff, if I was drunk.
I want all the 2x4s now.
That's the closest I've ever come to having a company card.
Yeah.
I've only ever done that one time, and it was with the job that I had previous to this, and it was at our morning show
radio conventions.
Yeah, radio conventions, and they told us like, "Oh yeah, your job is to buy drinks for people." And it was like, this is amazing. And I was like,
what a great feeling.
Yeah. And then it was like also too like, oh, we don't want to go out to eat today, just order room service. And it was like,
all right.
Well, it's going to be like $120. They're like, oh yeah, no, that's fine.
Dude, many years ago, those were like the best things when you had like the companies that were trying to wine and dine the radio pros at these conventions because they're just like no dollar amount matters.
Right.
And they'd be like, you want to come to dinner with us? I'm like, I don't even use your service. They're like, well, maybe you'll want to use our service after dinner. I'm like, well, I can't promise you that, but I'll go to dinner with you. And it's like, get whatever you want on the menu. And I'm like, what's the most expensive steak?
See, I couldn't do that. I would get just a normal steak, but everyone was going like surf and turf. And I'm like, I feel bad.
Well, Rev, I'm with you. I know. I wish
badness given.
Yeah, right. I wish I could feel that way. I never really went too crazy, at least as far as I remember. Now, I might have had a couple of drinks that went crazy. I can't remember.
Well, see, in my head, I'm thinking, well, now by doing this, I've now opened the invitation for them to call and email and bug me for the next year.
Sure. Good point.
And so I felt like it was a fair trade-off.
That's a really good point. You are going to get annoyed for that steak.
It's like a timeshare kind of a thing, but it goes on for an entire year.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I want a lobster tail on top of the crab meat on top of my filet mignon.
That's a good way to think of that. I never thought about that because they irritated me when I didn't order anything. They still try to bother me.
The fact that you just went to the dinner just opens the floodgates.
I have a question, though.
Yeah.
Do you remember Danny ever buying you a drink?
No.
Yeah, I don't remember that either.
That's a good question.
Jeez, Danny, you had free drinks, and we were supposedly your favorite show.
I gave you
wanted to work here, and
I
you
had
all those years.
I don't remember once him coming up, Steve. Let me buy you a drink.
You guys remember that? Because we all remember Danny with his crazy hair. I don't remember getting a drink from him ever.
I remember going out and partying with him, and I don't remember much after that. So I'm going to assume he did.
Did he pay for everything?
I'm going to assume he did because I don't remember much.
Okay.
See, that's what it is, Steve. You and I aren't young girls, so that's why we never got drinks.
Speak for yourself. I'm the youngest girl in the room.
That's true.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yes.
I remember my favorite was the time we hosted a happy hour, and I remember the waitress coming up to my boss at the time and was like, "Sir, you've reached your $10,000 limit on the bar, and it's only midnight." And he's like, "Oh yeah, just open it up."
Yeah, because he's wasted.
Yeah,
too.
There you go. And I was like sitting there like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" He's like, "Oh yeah, we're good."
That's why. Like, that's why he's the man. That your boss is.
That's why I hug that guy every time I see him.
Oh yeah.
But you know what, man? It's a great company, and and at least your company we use, Danny. I never had a problem spending his money because we used your company. I was like, hey, buddy.
I do have to say, one time though, when we had the opportunity to use a different company as like a behind the scenes type crap, just helping us out with like prep stuff, and I ended up going with a certain company because they got me so many damn steaks over the years. I was like, I feel like I owe it to these guys.
Yeah.
Like, because our boss was like, okay, yeah, you can add one more service to your stuff. And I'm like, well, these guys, I mean, they're no better or no worse than any of the other ones that are pitching their stuff to us, but I got like 6 steaks over the last couple of years from these dudes.
Delicious.
Worth it.
Right.
But I would like to still say that Johnny and Robert's services, it's the gold standard. It really is. Because I want to drink next year. Okay. That's why I'm saying I want to drink next year.
And the hors d'oeuvres that they always hooked it up with.
Oh, and the candy. They always have candy at the table, and they always would just give me candy, which they know me very well.
But when are they going to take us to an adult venue like this guy?
Yeah, come on. $21,000 there, Robert and Johnny. Come on.
This Bank of America guy needs to start working in the radio prep service.
You're right. Dear Johnny, hire Bank of America guy stat.
He knows how to use your money.
Yeah, he does. Yesterday, Steve did get this one right.
What do you call a fear of spiders?
My wife.
No.
Oh, my wife. Arachnophobia.
Yeah.
Oh, good job, buddy. Look at you.
Thank you.
You want a shot at beating Steve? All right, you got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs at 650 on the Rock.
Today's podcast is brought to you by bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, who's ready to answer your questions about bankruptcy. Travis, is it true that if you filed for bankruptcy once, you can't file again?
Even if you filed bankruptcy before, you can almost certainly file bankruptcy again. Different types of bankruptcies have different time limits between filings. In Chapter 7, full bankruptcy, you can only file Chapter 7 once every 8 years. However, you can almost always file a Chapter 13 case. Chapter 13 cases can be filed immediately following a Chapter 7. They can be filed immediately following a prior Chapter 13 case. Chapter 13 is a reorganization plan, so there will be some type of monthly payment, but it's based on your budget and your ability to afford that payment. So Chapter 13 is an option in almost all cases, even with a prior bankruptcy filing.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
New on Curiosity Stream. The way we fight wars is changing. Every technological leap redraws the battle lines. How will war be waged in the decades to come? See what lies ahead in the limited series, Future Warfare. And uncover the influence of European cities on the greatest musical compositions ever written in the captivating series, Classical Destinations. It's all on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit CuriosityStream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.